Okay. Nuclear is how you say it, Whamo. Nuclear, not nuclear. Nuclear. I'll just put this in the front of the video because fuck it. Hey guys, how's it going? Whamo here. Welcome back to Factorio. I am enjoying the shit out of this game. Okay. Few things. First and foremost, I set up the train system. You know that. I did that in the episode before last. Last episode was kind of a cleaner episode. I did set up a nuclear power plant. It's going to be weird saying that. This is the least efficient version of this. Pronunciation aside, that will not supply the base indefinitely. We're going to have to buff that up a little bit, and I'll show you just how in just a second. But before we do that, you'll notice I put speed module 2s in here. This is a module that you can build that is fairly expensive that increases the speed of machineries. Pump jacks, assemblers, everything has it in it. It increases pollution, power usage, and speed, basically. So at some point, power usage becomes kind of a non-factor, same with pollution, but the speed thing is a definite plus. So the negatives aren't all that negative, and the plus is a big plus. There's two other kinds of modules that we'll go into when they become apparent. So the nuclear setup that I have right here, it's not as good as it can be. So if we look at our... Well, I guess I could just have to be hover stats here. On the right side of the screen there, it shows the nuclear reactor. It shows its energy consumption, the temperature, and the neighbor bonus, okay? So the temperature is 999 C. These things will operate at about 510 C. Just above 500 C they'll operate. Whatever it takes to get the heat pipes to 500 C at the boiler. So you can think of the nuclear reactor as like the coal, and these are the burners. But instead of, burning coal, they're burning the power, or they're using the power that comes from the nuclear reactor. Simple, right? It's easy. It goes to power, makes steam, drives turbines. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so now the neighboring bonus is just as easy. You'll notice that I have, in my inventory here, 3 more of these reactors. So, here's the thing. These things sink heat, right? They rely on heat to generate power, so if I throw down another one right next to this one, it's going to drop the heat of this thing. And if it drops below 500, it'll stop producing power. And given that my base, well, let's take a look here. I don't think it strictly needs the power of the nuclear reactor, but I would really like to keep this thing going as long as possible. So what I'm going to do... I don't mean for this to be complicated. I hope it's not too terribly complicated. I tried to simplify it in my head before I said it, but after saying it, it doesn't seem that simple. So, I can put 3 more of these things down. Let's just go ahead and slap one down, and let's watch our temperature. Let's slap that one down, and let's look at the temperature of this thing. Let's see what it drops to. Okay. So it does maintain enough temperature to heat up this guy. Oh wow, they both immediately heated up to 700. I thought I was going to have to start this one in order to heat the entire system. Okay, that's good. We're getting... Oh... Well, no neighbor bonus on this guy, which is weird. Why you no get neighbor bonus? But you are getting neighbor bonus. Maybe they all have to be burning fuel. Do they all have to be burning fuel? I didn't think they did. Maybe it's just once it finishes this fuel cell, it'll get the neighbor bonus. I'm not 100% sure. I do know that a bonus exists, though. So we'll just slap down 4 of these things here. Making sure every time that we don't drop below down 500. Yeah, that's not great. Also, I notice we're not getting the neighbor bonus still. Okay, and it also doesn't cross like this. I thought it did. Perhaps I'm an idiot. Or maybe it does once we throw down the next one. 600, okay, so let's go ahead and just not drop 3 of those in there. I don't want all 3 of those in there. Let's go ahead and heat these 2 reactors up. Just so that they get to generating the heat that'll keep the whole system warm. And there's no drawback to keeping it all warm, by the way. It's perfectly fine. Let's throw down that last one and watch our temperature drop. Okay, into the safety margins. We're fine. So, okay. So now it has a 200% bonus. What the fuck? Oh, it must be the reactors burning next to it. It has to be, right? So you have to have fuel in the reactors in order to get the bonus. Well, that kind of sucks nuts balls, doesn't it? I was thinking I could just burn one reactor and it'd be fine. All right. So then that means we have to do the entire setup or nothing at all. Interesting. Well, we'll just leave it at that then. For the moment, we'll leave that at that. I need to secure another patch of uranium, I think, before we continue to build that. Maybe this has used 50k so far to generate that much fuel, which that much fuel will last me how long? How much do you suppose is in that line? I've used 38 so far. Let's see how much fuel's in this line. Just pick all this crap up. Nothing major about carrying a whole fucking ass ton of nuclear fuel. So there's 3.5 stacks. Okay, yeah, that. Engines don't go in there, Whamo, you dumbass. Don't give me those engines back. Give me those engines back. I want those engines. Give me those. Okay. Yeah, 3.5 stacks. Yeah, so fucking something. There's some math there I could probably do to figure out how long this is gonna last. I'm not gonna do it. Weird. I figured I'd get 400% off that one. Oh well, I guess I don't understand how the mechanics work at all, so that's fine. So essentially one of these reactors becomes 2, so it's just like I had 4 of these things sitting out in the open. That's alright. I don't have my cheat sheet open, so I can't figure out the numbers on that. It really doesn't matter at this point. What does matter is that I get my next science production up. Because we are quickly, as you can see, running out of useful research to do without access to, there it is, Automation 3. This gives us access to our Assembly Machine 3, and it requires speed modules to build. So these are expensive assembly machines. But you'll notice the crafting speed is 1.25, which is nearly double what the Assembly Machine 2s craft at. So, huge upgrade in crafting speed for those. Okie dokie. So, we need to build our next science. Let us put down... I was debating on which kind of science to do, because technically I can do either kind of science, and purple is required for Automation 3, which I think will be a little more useful than Logistics 3. But they both require purple, so, you know, whatever. The yellow science, the high-tech science pack, is what you would use to gain artillery, which in this playthrough is going to be a big fucking deal. A BFD, if you don't mind my language. Artillery has fairly expensive shells, but these things have massive range. Does it say it on here? Automatic range is 224 tiles, so that's, I mean, they can kill biter bases within the area of your base to the point where you're not even being attacked if you place them in the right spots. So, endgame tech for sure right there. We can forego that for the moment in lieu of getting something like better automation and making the base run a little more efficient thanks to the new research. So let's figure out how we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and just do purple science. Electric engine unit and electric furnace. Okay. Well, here's electric engine. It requires a regular engine, electronics, and lubricant. Okay. Lubricant is the big one there. Engines require just steel, iron gear, and pipe. That's a double bus. That's easy. Thinking about that. 3 machines. Yeah, that's fairly easy. 3 machines plus this one we could push onto the left side with electronic circuits. You only require 2 materials. Okay. Okay, what does the electric furnace require? That becomes a problem. I bust stone instead of stone brick. Shit in my pants. Well, ain't that a fucking thing, huh? Dual lane red and green, run steel off to the side of that, and then run iron. Run iron on the left. Okay, dual lane red and green. Not a lot of red coming out, but you know what. Oh, did I mention that I doubled my red circuit production? Yeah, you'll see here. I don't have any lights on it, but I doubled the red circuit production. Did I double the green circuit production? No, I should have done that. Ah, fuck. Well, we'll double green circuits here in a second. That's not a huge deal. It's just a matter of blueprinting and stamping it down. Easy peasy. Okay. Yeah, let's do something stupid here. Let's do lane steel and stone brick. If throughput becomes a problem, then, you know, we'll deal with that when we come to it here. Nothing makes me happier than a nice, messy belt system. Because I bust stone, we're also going to have to smelt stone directly on here, which is not ideal at all. Not even close to ideal, actually. We need to also get over here lubricant and iron. Lubricant and iron. Alright. Let's go ahead and look at our spacing here so we're not making big mistakes. Iron needs to go there. Okay, there's iron. Now, the lubricant thing is slightly more complicated, I think. However, I do believe we can just run it along this line here and be fine. I think. Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Yeah. Bingo bango. Here's our first machine. Okay, we can't go directly into producing electric engines, obviously. Which is what we need, right? Yep, sure is. So, we need to start with just regular engines, which are going to require 2 machines. So this is going to be, say, the pipe machine. Huh? Wait a minute. Am I going to have to weave this? Because you need 2 machines and I need to feed the engines directly into the electric engine machine. These are also going to be the slowest machines of them. Okay, let's just set up our regular engines here and then pretend like we don't have to do that at first. So you do pipe. Simple. You do engines. You do gears. That, engines, gears. Okay, so that's engines being made. And then we need some way to feed these engines into the electric engine assembly machine, which we can't really do. Do you strictly need... No, you don't need iron. So this thing doesn't strictly need iron to work, so we could do something silly. Is 3 enough? 3 might be just perfect. So we could do something silly like this. and make that be the electric engine assembly. But you need electronic circuits. Lubricant's easy. We can bust over lubricant, no problem. We can run that through the assembler, or through the inserter line even, because of the underground belt distance. It's not a big problem to run that way. What I mean by that is through here, like where the inserters are going to be, off the lines. So that's not a big problem. And you can also rotate this thing so the input for the lubricants on any side probably be like that, but it's sideways things. You need to get green circuits. Maybe I flippity-floppity sides. Because all these products, let me look at this, these all can be produced in a line. This is the only machine that needs to have a kind of a two-dimensional layout. Everything else is 1D. So, knowing that, we can pull this bitch up, put that back where it was, and do the same thing, but just on this side. Because I think if we have access to electronic circuits, so we break that a little bit early, go 4 long, like so, and then do exactly what we were going to do before. Make sure it's 1 space over and we're not being stupid. 1 space over, good. Okay, that should work. And then we give that the electric engine. Alright, we rotate that. The piping is going to be fucky, but that's fine. Fucky because this busing right here is kind of being taking up a lot of room. But we can draw the circuits from right here. Okay, do you need anything else? Just the lubricant. Just the lubricant and circuits. Okay, so that can work, right? That setup can work. Let's power it and see what happens. Where does the output of the electric engines go in? And then what's the advantage of running these two on this side? There is no advantage to that. I could have dual laned steel and stone on the left side. Sorry, I'm speaking off mic here. I could have dual laned steel and stone off the left side, which would have left me room to offload. I've still got room to offload. We can still offload to an underground belt here. So we offload this to, man, this is expensive. It's a spendy way to do this, but we offload this to an underground belt right here that goes like that for the internal bus that has all the finished ingredients on it. Okay. Belt weaving aside, it works. It's a functional setup. It's all that matters. It's functional and it's fairly compact. Idiotic as it is, it's fairly compact and somewhat fun. I did say I was going to power this, so let's go ahead and just do that real quick. I don't have any lubricant bust over here quite yet. Let's This piping is becoming a mess. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that should be lubricant up to there, I think. Maybe. Gotta throw in one more straight pipe here. And kaboom. Oh, maybe a couple more straight pipes, because this has a lot of curves. There we go. There's lubricant. Hooray. That was something to get to. Okay. Is everything facing the right direction? Doing something stupid? What's going on with you? Why are you not... Stop it. Why are you not producing? Am I retarded? You have lubricant. Lubricant's in the right hole. Are you not getting... that? Oh, right. That's a problem now, mate. So we need to have the steel be accessible from this side. So basically on this tile, and this needs to be 1 tile up. So this needs to be a few tiles up. Oh my god. What a goddamn mess. Okay. It works though. It works. It's tileable. It's a mess, but it works and it's tileable. Those are the main. I mean, it's not slowed down by my messiness at all. So that's really the only thing you have to worry about. All right, one part of that equation is solved. All right. Next part of that equation. Actually, we should check and see if they're quite 1-to-1. So stone is what we're going to be waiting for, which is not great. Thankfully, we just made something to help with that. Okay, so I think we can be just about 1-to-1. That's about accurate. So let us look at what it takes to do that. So just go ahead and throw this down here, and we'll look at it again because I'm an idiot and I forget things. Also, there was quite a bit of time passing in there that you guys didn't see. Okay. Red circuit, steel, stone, brick. All right. 2 of those things are on the bus. We have to make one of them. So that is the incorrect building. We want a smelter right there. Okay. And that can be the right building. Yeah, that's fine. And you can just go ahead and create electric furnaces. That's perfectly fine. And then you are going to smelt stone. How do I tell it to smelt stone and not steel? Can it smelt steel? Will it do that? Shouldn't. I mean, it should only grab stone. Yeah, it is grabbing stone. And you can see how long that takes. Takes a bit of a minute to do that. Okay. Then we can feed the stone into you. And then you grab the electronic circuits and you grab the steel. Okay. that's that. Right? That's everything we need to have done right there. There they are. Hi, electronic engines. Okay. So that goes onto that side so we can ram. So we can ram this into that. That's damn near 1-to-1. I mean, or close enough 1-to-1 for the girls I date. It's not going to bother me that it's that far off. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and shorten that line too. It doesn't need to be quite that big. There we go. Throw this up here like so. Perfect. For the moment though, let's just put down one assembly machine making these things. Right there's fine. Turn you like Isu. Give you some power. And tell you to make the purple science packs. The purple science packs are being made. Hooray. It's always a nice feeling when you get the advanced science packs, the purple and the yellow. There's a line for those. Bingo bango. How long do you take to produce? Oh, a minute. You take a minute to produce. In point of fact, it takes it 14. Whatever the cycle time is here. Seconds maybe to produce? 14 seconds, and we'll see if we back up on this at all. Yeah, this takes the same amount of time to produce as the blue sciences do, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, can't count that instantly. I think that's because I'm slow in the head. I'm some kind of special. So we're probably going to need the same amount of purple as we have blue. So, 6 machines. Ooh, actually, do you produce 2 at once? Oh shit, it produces 2 at once. Do you produce 2 at once? Oh shit, it doesn't. Look at there. So we just need 3 machines. Well, fuck my face. Perfect. This seems to be very slightly loading up. So, in other words, we could just double this, maybe. It's not really that big of a drain on resources. I remember this being a much bigger drain on resources than this. Weird. Weird. Maybe it will be once we scale it. Throw down the ERP list of purple sciences. Okay, that'll probably only power 1 machine. Maybe 2 occasionally. I haven't seen anything slip by this inserter yet, so it's not really loading up. So odds aren't good. I'll probably have to triple this setup. I'd really like to not have to triple this setup, but I may have to. Which means we're going to need a lot more underground belts. That has a lot of underground belts in it. Actually, I can look. If I just grab the recipe here, or the blueprint tool, grab this thing, to the point where it can be blueprinted. Yeah, is that right? Does that look right to you guys? Seems right. Okay, there's the tileable configuration for the production on this. It tells me how many resources are required on the top part, so I need a dozen underground belts. That's the thing I'm worried about. So we'll just stamp this down and see if we need any more resources. We probably will. So we can go ahead and cover this like so. And like so. We're just going to do 3 of them. There we go. That's that. And whatever I don't have, I can just come back and the machines will automatically put down. Nice! Like so. Purple science, ahoy! There we go. Okay. Well, we got purple science now. Which is going to run us into some other problems here. Namely, we don't have any oil. By we don't have any oil, I mean we are extremely low on oil. These pump jacks are outputting 2.6 a second. If we look at the map, too far. The combined yield is 164%. It was 600%. So yeah, these things are not producing a lot of oil. You can tell by how many of my factories are burning at once. They also have speed 2 modules in them. So they're going 60% faster than they normally would be. So I mean, instead of 7 holes here, it's like there's a dozen holes. And they're all pretty slow. And we're using stuff for other things. We're cracking light oil down. Are we cracking heavy oil down? We are. We need to stop cracking heavy oil. That's going to cut our plastic production, unfortunately. But it will keep us with some lubricant. I don't think those electric engines take much lubricant to make, but it's enough to matter. How many flying frames do I have? Okay, so I've got plenty of flying frames. Those are fairly spendy. You can see this entire assembly thing here was just made to build those. So we have those. That's fine. That'll be good later. Let's look at our science conundrum here. We should have a lot of science in these chests. Probably a lot that we don't need. Yep, we were piggybacking on the blue science there. Might have been a bad idea. Output priority, go to the right, please, and filter your purple science. Thank you very much. I will thank you to do that. Oops. And then we'll steal the purple science out of this chest and put it into this chest. We'll steal the blue science and mill science out of this chest and put it back into the chest. Oopsie, don't put the walls in there. Back in the chest where it belongs. You'll notice we're loading up on science a titty bit. That's because I haven't been researching this whole time. Why? Because I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, I honestly didn't mean to do that. So we got purple science. Purple science means we have access to the assembly machine 3s. We don't have access to the, I don't know what that is, Kovarex, some Russian guy enrichment process. But yeah, we have purple science now, so that's a definite plus. Really, you need the purple and the yellow to get really anywhere further than we are. But for the moment, let's research. Is there robot speed in here somewhere? There it is, worker robot speed. That gives us a 45% increase in speed. That will make the robots faster than my walking speed, or at least close to the same thing, which fucking is necessary for the most part. But guys, we got purple science done. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I love you much. I'm glad you were here with me. We're gonna have to find oil soon. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next episode, though. See ya. Bye. Bye.